The Young and the Restless Spoilers. Welcome back to the channel, my beautiful besties. Today is a spectacularly gloomy Thursday, which honestly perfectly matches the absolute storm brewing inside my soul right now. Grab your massive iced coffees and strap in, because we have an astronomical amount of tea to unpack today, and I am barely holding my sanity together. You guys, I am deceased. Stop what you are doing right now. I am literally shaking. Wait, we need to talk about this now. I am filming this while literally running errands. Well, actually, I pulled over aggressively into a random Target parking lot because my brain is actively short-circuiting and I could not safely operate a motor vehicle with this information in my head. Send help. My soul has actually left my physical body. I was mid-skincare earlier, literally had a charcoal mask smeared all over my face. And when I read this update, I gasped so hard I dropped the entire tub of mask all over my pristine white fluffy rug. I had to yeet my phone across the room because I could not look at the screen. We need to talk about Diane Jenkins Abbott because I am genuinely, fundamentally not okay. They are officially on my do not perceive list. I am so done with these writers. But wait, I have to spill this tea before I combust. Basically, nobody can find Diane. Legit, she has completely vanished into thin air, and the entire Genoa City group chat is spiraling out of control. Everyone in that town is straight up convinced she got kidnapped. I mean, given her history and the fact that people get snatched in GC like it is a competitive sport, a kidnapping is like a casual Tuesday for these people. But bestie, be for real right now. The reality of what actually happened is so much darker and so much more tragic. Wait, backtrack for a second. I missed a step. I need to set the scene because the context is everything. Jack Abbott has been an absolute menace lately. He has been getting caught with Patty Williams on a boat, which is honestly so unhinged, and then caught in compromising situations with Nikki Newman. Diane was pushed to her absolute limit. Did I say that yet? Oh, my brain is mush moving on, but yeah, Jack basically destroyed her sanity piece by piece. Oh, hold on. I should have mentioned this earlier, but wait, is that a siren? Sorry. There is this weird background noise outside my car window. It sounds like a dying leaf blower or maybe a very angry goose. Anyway, aesthetic choices of this parking lot aside, right? Back to the main tee. Diane did not get kidnapped by Victor or some random mobster. She was sitting alone in the dark at the Abbott mansion, completely exhausted. I am picturing the cinematic mayhem of this scene. The mood lighting is dark, the thunder is rumbling outside the windows, and she is just downing drinks. She is heavily drunk, she is crying, and she is so deeply, existentially tired of the Genoa City toxicity. I am literally hyperventilating right now, just thinking about her pain. She is crying these heavy, mascara-running tears, realizing her marriage to Jack is a total, humiliating joke. He makes the split-second, alcohol-fueled decision to just leave. She wants out. No notes left on the kitchen island, no packing a massive Louis Vuitton trunk, no calling a private jet. Just pure vibes and sheer, unadulterated desperation. She grabs her keys and jumps into a car in the dead of night, and do not even get me started on the vibes it is pouring rain. Like biblical, world-ending, Noah's Ark level rain. The kind of rain where your windshield wipers are basically fighting for their lives on the highest setting and completely losing the battle. I am glitching. Okay, back to the main event. Diane is driving erratically, crying so hard she can barely see the road ahead of her, and she is just trying to escape Jack's endless betrayals and the suffocating walls of that mansion. Dissecting this tea with absolute cinematic mayhem, she is speeding down those treacherous, winding roads outside of town. You know, the ones, the dramatic cliffside roads that only seem to exist when a soap character needs to have a catastrophic accident. The visibility is absolutely zero. I am gripping my steering wheel right now, just visualizing the sheer terror of it. Suddenly, the car hits a slick patch of black ice or mud, or she misses a sharp turn because she is blinded by her own tears and the torrential downpour. The tires lose traction. The car goes over the cliff. You guys, it goes over the actual cliff. I screamed so loud in my car just now that a woman pushing a shopping cart gave me the dirtiest look. The vehicle plummets down into the dark abyss, crashing violently into the jagged rocks below. It is a total, catastrophic, metal-crushing wreck. And here is the part that personally attacked my soul, the part that is making me physically ill. She dies. Diane Jenkins Abbott is dead inside the crushed metal of her car at the bottom of a dark ravine, and nobody knows. I am physically vibrating from the sheer audacity of this plot. Nobody is looking for her at the bottom of a cliff because they all think she was snatched by enemies. She is just lying there in the wreckage, alone in the freezing, pouring rain, while Jack is probably sitting in his mansion, pacing around, wondering who kidnapped his wife. Bestie, I cannot even. The absolute tragedy of it all is making me spiral into a full-blown existential crisis. She died, thinking nobody loved her enough to stay loyal, and now she is just gone. Let us drag Jack for a second, because he is officially my most problematic friend, and I am holding him personally responsible for this. He drove her to this. Bestie, be for real right now. If Jack had not been playing tonsil hockey with Patty Williams or getting into weirdly intimate situations with Nikki, Diane would not have been drunk and crying in the dark. He is the villain of this story. I am calling it the villain arc is about to go nuclear when he finds out the truth. He is going to completely lose his mind. He lost the woman he supposedly loved, the woman he fought so hard to bring back into his life, all because he could not keep his own life together, manifesting a total dumpster fire by the next update when the guilt finally hits him like a freight train. Will the police arrive in time? No, because they do not even know where to look. They are probably out interrogating Victor Newman or looking for imaginary ransom notes, while Diane is literally at the bottom of a cliff in a mangled car. I am clutching my chest because I am literally too unwell to handle the gravity of these events. Kyle is going to lose his mother all over again. Jack is going to lose his wife. The Abbott family is about to be shattered into a million irreversible pieces. Did I say that yet? My brain is mush. But genuinely, the police are so useless in this town, they probably will not find her until the rain stops days from now and some random hiker spots the glare of the broken headlights. Wait, my eyelash extension is literally falling off from how much I have been rubbing my eyes over this. The aesthetic of my breakdown is very much messy bun, smeared makeup, and unhinged tears. But seriously, how are we supposed to move on from this? Diane has survived so much. She faked her own death before she survived being a pariah. She survived Phyllis. But this time, it is real. The bitter irony. She faked her death years ago to escape, and now, when she actually dies in a tragic accident trying to escape, nobody can find her. It is a high-octane psychological masterpiece where the stakes are astronomical, and I am the one suffering the permanent emotional damage. I need a nap, or maybe a massive iced matcha, because my grip on reality is slipping. And do not even get me started on Patty Williams and Nikki Newman. Like, I should have mentioned this earlier, but my mind is racing too fast. Patty is out here being completely unhinged, extorting Victor for millions, and Jack thought he could just play games with her. Genuinely, what was Jack thinking? He was trying to manipulate Patty to get back at Victor, and in the process, he completely alienated his own wife. And Nikki is at the hospital screaming over Nick's car crash, which, by the way, is a whole other level of trauma because Nick crashed his car too. Wait, I am glitching. Is there a curse on cars in Genoa City right now? Nick crashes his car into a cliff because of drugs, and literally at the same time, Diane crashes her car into a cliff because of Jack's betrayal. I am literally hyperventilating right now. The parallel cinematic storytelling is destroying my central nervous system. We need to talk about Kyle for a second because I am weeping for this man. Bestie, imagine being Kyle Abbott right now. He spent years mourning his mother when she faked her death. He finally gets her back. They rebuild their relationship. She marries his dad. Everything is supposed to be perfect. And now he is going to get a knock on the door from the GCPD telling him they found his mother's car at the bottom of a ravine. I am mid-panic attack just visualizing Kyle collapsing on the floor of the Jabbo boardroom. He is going to straight up never forgive Jack. The father-son dynamic is going to be permanently obliterated, manifesting a total dumpster fire for the Abbott family holidays because nobody is ever sitting at that dining table together again. Let us go back to the crash site because my brain keeps buffering and snapping back to that horrific image. The utter isolation of it all is what is genuinely breaking my heart. Diane is trapped in the driver's seat. The airbag's probably deployed. The horn might be blaring out into the empty, rainy night, but there is no one around to hear it. It is giving major, I cannot even wujidi, but in the most depressing way possible. She is surrounded by shattered glass and crushed steel, and the rain is just pouring in through the broken windows. And meanwhile, back in town, people are probably spreading rumors that she ran off with a secret lover or that Victor Newman locked her in a dungeon. The disconnect between the tragic reality and the town's gossipy assumptions is a psychological masterpiece of dramatic irony, and I am personally victimized by the writers for doing this to us. I am straight up manifesting that Jack's entire world collapses into a black hole of despair. When they finally find that car, and they will, the truth always comes out. The guilt is going to absolutely destroy him. He will have to look Kyle in the eye and admit that his betrayals pushed Diane into that car. This situation is now my entire personality, and I am not okay. I am sending this voice note to the group chat at 4 a.m. because I need everyone to wake up and suffer with me. Diane Jenkins deserved a better exit than a lonely, drunk crash in the rain. Send help, send snacks, send a therapist, because I am officially signing off before I throw my phone into the actual ocean. I am officially on the verge of a breakdown. I need to go home, wash this dried charcoal mask off my rug, and just stare at a blank wall for 3 to 5 business days. The fact that Diane Jenkins Abbott, an absolute icon of daytime television, met her end alone in the dark because her husband could not keep his lips to himself is the most insane, world-ending tea ever. I am calling it right now. When Jack finds out, he is going to spiral into a darkness we have never seen before. Mark my words, besties. Okay, I genuinely have to go before I get a parking ticket or someone calls security on me for screaming alone in my car. Stay safe out there. Do not drive in the rain. And trust, literally, no one.